Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 25. Karma Yoga, that is yoga of action. Yesterday we saw Lord Krishna saying Arjuna, he was saying to Arjuna, hey Arjuna, I don't have to gain anything in all the three worlds, but still I perform action. If I do not perform action, all the beings will get destroyed. This is what Lord Krishna said to Arjuna. We know the reason. Krishna is the consciousness. If the conscience is, even if it is nature, nature's laws are there, he is the person who is administering those laws. Without him, all the planets will crash with each other because there is nobody to administer, like a traffic policeman. Even he is the Atma, is the self in us. If he is not functioning, then naturally we will all die. This is what Krishna said. I perform action continuously without any rest and without laziness. This is what Lord Krishna said in verse 24. Let us see verse 25. Saktav karmanya vidvamsaha yada kurvanti bharata kuryat vidvams tada saktaga chikishuloga sangraham. Generally, Krishna always given a good example and then asks the unwise to follow it. Now Krishna quotes the unwise as an example for the wise people. Very, very interesting. The Krishna says in this verse, Sakta karmanya vidvamsaha. Sakta, with attachment, karmani, action, avidvamsaha. That means an unwise person with attachment, the way he performs the action, yada kurvanti bharata. Hey Bharata, hey Arjuna, how they perform that action? Unwise people. Kuryat vidvam tada saktaha. Kuryat vidvam tada asaktaha. The wise will perform the action without attachment. The same way, just like an unwise person performs action with attachment, a wise person will perform it in the same manner without attachment. Chikishuloga sangraham. For what purpose? It is to protect the world. It is to protect Dharma. This is what Krishna is saying. Hare Arjuna, the wise person must work just like an unwise person in the same way, with the same effort. You should do the work. That fellow will do the work with attachment, whereas a wise person will do the same work without attachment, with the same spirit, without attachment. Why? To protect the people. How? That question will arise in everybody's mind. Let us see what happens. Let us take the example of a beggar or a businessman or a vice president in a company. What is their goal? All the three fellows' goal are money. We are, in fact, in a way, we are all beggars because we are all after money. We must accept that fact. Everyone wants money. Who does not want money? You tell me one person. So, they are all working. How they work? Kindly see. The beggar also starts in the morning. Till night, 9:30, you can see on the roads. Even if it is hot summer, he will be going from one car to another car, begging for money. You take the businessman. He also goes early in the morning. And he comes night, 11:30, 12. He never rests. He works Exactly same like a beggar. Only thing is he may go in a car, he may be having meeting in five-star hotels, but he is also working with the same passion towards money. Let us take the vice president of a company. What he is doing? He is also going in the morning till 11:30, 12. He is also working. So all of them, their goal is money, but they work. They want that money with full enthusiasm. They work with full enthusiasm, but they have an attachment to the result. They want money. They work in that manner. Krishna says, Areya, you are a wise man. You must also work with the same enthusiasm, but without attachment. This is what Krishna is saying. Let us see the difference between an unwise person and a wise person. Then you will understand. Krishna, what he says is, unwise person, because he has a passion, he wants money. I want it. So that enthusiasm with which he is working. Wise person has to work. Krishna says you have to work with the same enthusiasm. Next point. The unwise person works with attachment. Saktaha. Whereas the unwise person works with attachment, whereas the wise person will not work with attachment. He should not have any attachment. What is attachment here? Attachment means the unwise expects a particular result. He wants that result. Whatever happens, I want that. I want that money. That's it. Whereas the wise person knows the result is not in his hand. So he is not attached to the result. For the unwise person, if the result is a success, he will say, I did it, I did it, I did it. Whereas if it is a failure, he gets depressed. The wise person, he is not attached to the result. So whether it is a success or failure, he will take it in his stride. Okay, I did what I can do in this situation. This is the result. That is what. Next point, if you see, once you get attached to the result, you cannot perform your work properly because you are anxious about the result. You are concerned, what will happen every time. Whereas the wise person is unconcerned with his result. That is why he will perform his work better than anybody else. Unwise person is a selfish man. He wants to satisfy his ego and egocentric desires. That is why he works in that manner. Whereas a wise person is not egoistic. He works for the welfare of the people. With the same spirit. Spirit will be the spirit of an unwise person. But wise person works with the same spirit without anxiety for the welfare of the people, for the protection of people, for protection of dharma. Then why wise person should work in that manner? Because if the wise person is not working in that manner, then the people, because the wise person is a leader, this fellow is a drop in the ocean. Just like everybody, he will run. He will run for money. Everybody is running for money. Wise person is a leader. So if he is not working in the same manner in which the unwise is working, with the same spirit in which the unwise is working, all the other fellows will become lazy. That is why Krishna says, he quotes unwise as an example for the wise. He says, the same enthusiasm with which the unwise works with attachment, Arjuna, the wise people must work without attachment for protection of the people. Then the unwise, what will happen is at the fag end of his life, he will be chasing money, he will be chasing power, everything. At the fag end of his life, he will realize, my life is wasted. I have completely wasted my life. I should not have pursued all these things because there is nothing in it. He will realize at the end. But wise man knows from the beginning that these are all waste of time. The pursuit, all these things are waste. But still he will work. He will not stop his work. He will work. He will know that this work It is not materially, it is not going to affect me. I am neither going to get the pleasure, nor if I don't get, I am not going to get displeased with the result. So, but he will work. Then we will take the example of one Louis Pasteur. Louis Pasteur was a scientist. This scientist was so involved in his work. He wanted to find a vaccine for anthrax and rabies, dreaded diseases at that time like COVID. He wanted to find a vaccine for that. He used to work 18, 20 hours in his lab. His joy, his pleasure is not money. His pleasure was not any credit or name. His pleasure was finding the cure for the disease. So he used to work. He got engaged with some lady. But on the day of marriage, he forgot himself. He forgot that that day was his marriage day, so he has to go to the hall for getting married. What he did was he went to his lab as usual and he started working. He forgot everything. People were searching. Finally, they found him in the lab and they dragged him to his place. What I am trying to convey is the person like Louis Pasteur, they are not interested in money. They work hard like the person who works for money, but their joy is for the welfare of the people. They were trying to find the medicine. India, there is a slight difference. There are many people in India. There are many inventions which happened. But in India, the those scientists, they were not interested even in their name. Even if they have invented something, they may not have patented it and claimed royalty. Once it is for the welfare of the people, they decided not to claim anything. So you will not even find who found this or who invented this. So this is the slight difference between the Western countries and Indian country, India. So again, the we will see the verse that is Lord Krishna is saying, "Are Arjuna, the wise must work just like an unwise person. The unwise person works with attachment, whereas the wise person work without attachment for the purpose of protecting the people and the dharma." This is what he says in this verse. Again, verse 25. Saktah karmanya vidvamsaga yada kurvanti bharata kuryat vidvams tata saktaga chikishuloka sangragam. Next verse we will see tomorrow. Hari Om Sarvam Krishnarpणमस्तु. Narayana 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 Narayana